Paul, can you share a moment with our listeners where you have witnessed, and I know there's probably a ton, but give
Sure.
us one tangible witness where God moved in your business and in an unexpected, and I know your expectation is fully persuaded because that's what
Yeah.
faith is, but what is something that even blows your fleshly mind, your flesh, like, oh my goodness,
Hmm.
God, what did you just do?
Um, I'll give one that's more compatible. I've got specific stories, but I want to have the listeners take baby steps, and that is this: is I want to go to the principle because there's principle and there's presence. Okay,
Yes.
apply the principles because you know the principles. Ultimately, God wants His presence to lead you. So, because
Mm,
if you have principles only, then you don't need God's voice today.
that's so true.
It's all about relationship. But I
Yes.
will go to the principle because if you don't do what God has told you in His written word, it's very improbable that you'll get a spoken rhema word. So, um, as Christians, we have no fear.
Mm,
Perfect love, the presence of God, casts out all fear. So, because
Mm.
I personally have no fear, and if my wife was here, she would attest to the same thing. We can go into any situation and we have such an advantage. So, uh, one latest brag is during the COVID era when everybody's scared and running for the hills, and the office market is on the floor and nobody wants office markets. Everybody's working from home,
mm.
and the world's going to end on Thursday, um, which it didn't. Um,
We're here.
Did not.
I know that this will all pass, and so there's buildings we can buy really cheap. So we're out on the streets buying up as much as we can,
Let's
and
go.
um, when you have situations like that, you just allow the presence of God to lead you and guide you. So
Mm,
we bought one office building. It was a really really nice office building. We bought it for a song because nobody else was on the market. People would think that I'm mad, and um, then you're welcome to believe whatever you want. You know, it's free choice. We bought a very large empty office building during the middle of COVID, and it wouldn't make sense on the immediate forecast. No one's working from the office anymore. Office market's going to be dead, or so they were saying. So we bought it in faith, knowing that God would bless it. So a few years later, actually a few months later, we were able to fill it up, cash flow it, and now we're a genius.
Mm.